Hello everyone, my name is Edoggz and welcome back to this review channel. Today I finally get my hands on the Transformers Studio Series 8607 Dinobot Slag and Daniel Witwicky. I picked this up at the Wayne, New Jersey toy show some time ago. I paid somewhere between $11 to $16 more than the actual price. Not too bad, I wish I could have done better, but it is what it is. So let's get into the box. So there we have the front of the box. Transformers on this side. We have Transformers Lego logo on the bottom. We have Daniel and Slag on this side. Daniel seems like he's having a fun time there. Ages 8 and up. Takara Tomy on the top. On this side, you can clearly see Daniel with the big smile on his face. A little bit of definition here, but he's just having a great time. He doesn't care about the war or anything like that. He just want to ride all day. Then we have the product shots on the back. We have the robot mode. We have the alt mode. We have Daniel in his suit. 32 steps to transform it. We have the stage, which is called the Mockery of Justice. On this side, we have Studio Series 8607. He's a leader class figure. And then on the top of the box, we have the Transformers logo. So there you go for the box. And let's bring in our figure, if we will. So here is the figure. Very nice. I didn't know that they were going to do this size in the first place, but we'll get into it. So let's just get this out of the way. Let's bring in the Mockery of Justice theme. And you can place him in here. You can pose him any way you want, any way you like, and there you go. My opinion on the stages is I wish we had one really long one so we can put all of the Dinobots in one shot and then have like a judge on the right hand side, kind of a thing. But that's just me. That's just an afterthought. So let's get out of here. First off is accessories. So this is Daniel in his spacesuit. He's not coming across too well because my white backdrop. And not fully posable. He's very limited. You can turn at the shoulder here. You can go in and out on the elbow. The legs can go back and forward. They can go outwards if you need to. No movement on the inner shoulder at all. And as the box displayed with his, face on there, his smiling face on there, they decided not to do that on this piece. So yeah, there's the back, mostly white. This peg right here is like a gray. The hands are a much brighter gray, and he sticks on his shoulder. It is best to put it on this side because I tried this side and it doesn't look that great. So he's meant to go on this side because they only put one peg on the bottom of his leg here. It's only one side. If they had put it on the other side, you can do both. But it looks better on this side. So you just gotta pop that in there. Right? And then you can maneuver him just a little bit. If you bring this leg up, you can actually make him turn a little bit. So you kind of have that going on. So you have that kind of look. Now, I still don't know the correlation between having Daniel with Slag. Normally, Daniel likes to hang around, I don't know, Rodimus Prime, RC, Ultra Magnus, Springer. I could go on. This list goes on where he just pops up for no absolute reason. So yeah, so if anybody can help me with that information in the comment box, I would love to know, because I don't follow comic books. I follow the animes or the cartoons and stuff like that. That's my field. So yeah, you can do that. You can stick them up there if you want. Next is his Electron Blaster. And it's a color of silver. And it's really nice. It's not a shiny silver or a chrome silver. It's like a dull silver, like a matte silver kind of thing going on. You have these details going across like this, and the same thing on the other side. Now, if you have effects parts, some of them will work and some of them won't work. This is the smallest one that I have. That will work, right? But if I go into the second one, right, it's not gonna fit, right? It's gonna fit now, but as soon as I put this extra one on, it's gonna fall off because of the weight. So I'm gonna put these two together real quick. Pop these two together like that. Now this is gonna fall off because of the weight. No, it's not on there that tightly. So, but yeah, you can still do it anyway. And you can pop this in his hand. I'm gonna put it in this hand. No, matter of fact, let me change my mind. Let me put it in this hand. Like so. Like that. Now, what's missing from Slag is there's supposed to be a missile launcher, like in the G1 version. There's a missile launcher that goes over the shoulder on this side, and in this alt mode, it goes on either side. You can put it on either side if you want. And they have these little missiles that you put in here, and you just press a button, and it will shoot the missiles out. I prefer having that over having Daniel. Another thing I would prefer to have is a sword. Again, Grimlock didn't come with a sword. It came with another piece. Can't remember. Oh, it came with a little wheelie. That's what it came with. So instead, I purchased this. This is the Jrc Design Sword. I paid $10 for this, and I like the shape. I like the size of it. The handle is not painted black, but that's fine. I'm fine with that. Normally, the Masterpiece versions, they're usually chrome red or some other color, but this is fine to me. The first pictures I've seen of this, I believe Gigapower versions of Slag was holding this. But then I saw another picture where this figure was holding it, and I was like, no, you know, that doesn't look too bad. Now the color is off. It's more of an orangey red, so it's lighter than this plastic, but it matches the symbol. It kind of matches the side of the helmet, which we'll get into in a second. But I really do like this piece. Here, because it mimics exactly what it's supposed to look like from the G1. The downside is I'm going to need a bigger sword for Grimlock, it seems, because this is I believe this is Shockwave's Lab version of Grimlock's sword, and you can kind of see the size of this. So Grimlock sword definitely needs to be bigger, or this needs to be smaller. I'll take either or. I still got to figure out how I'm going to do that. Now, this is a different sword that you have to put together, and this is a much darker red plastic. You can kind of see the difference there. This is the only one that kind of matches the red plastic, and this one is off on the light side. So, yeah, I'm still searching for a better sword for Grimlock, but that's a whole nother story. But it doesn't look too bad with it. You know? Does not look too bad with it. So you can have it over the shoulder kind of thing. You know, you can have them thrust forward. Doesn't look too bad. Now there are other third-party people making accessories for figures. Is this that they went with this design for Slag, and that's incorrect. It needs to be this shape. I will give props to one of them because they made the shoulder cannon, and they made a different piece for the tail, and that's Matrix Workshop M59. I think that's M59 upgrade kit. So yeah, so just wanted to throw that in there. And this was $10 if I haven't mentioned it. So there you go. Let's get in some comparisons because there's a slight problem with scaling. Now, he is a leader class figure. Let me bring in Inferno. Inferno is Voyager class in Siege. Here is Hot Rod. He's a Deluxe class figure. The problem comes in when you add Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus is a leader class figure because you're taking the trailer and you're taking the cab and you're putting it together and it becomes a bigger bot, if you will. But he is much shorter than Slag. Much shorter. He's almost a head shorter than Slag, and that's a problem. He's supposed to be tall as Grimlock, so he should be up here somewhere. Should be somewhere around there. Should be up there, right? And that's a problem. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that. Now, to give you another one, let's take these three away. Right. Here is Masterpiece Thundercracker. Now, granted, some people call these leader class. There are some people who call them Voyager class. He's not too far off from his height. It's not too far off, like maybe a couple of inches or so. He's not too far off, right? So he's right here. He's right about there. He's not that far off. So, yeah. If they're gonna do a masterpiece, if they're gonna do Ultra Magnus, he needs to be as tall as him. Let's get that away. All right, so we're going to get into articulation, and then we're going to get into transformation. Now, first off, I have this little nick here. Please tell me, you see this little nick here? Please tell me if your copy has that nick on there. I'm not too sure if that's supposed to be there or not. But another thing I want to point out, I wish they had some, permanent decals like they used to do back in the day. They could have put some on these little rectangles here. They could have put some circuitry underneath there, kind of break up the red on the body. Trying to, kind of jazz it up a little bit. Kind of a deal. But they probably make some sticker set for that type of job. Another thing is the red head. The red head has a history. Back in the days when they used to package them in this type of box, they would use the prototype of the figure on the top, and they will put the genuine figure inside of the box. And the difference is the prototype of Slag back in the day had a red head, similar to this one. The figure sometimes had a black head, so a lot of the people got lucky about that manufacturing mistake, if you want to use that phrase, and those became more popular than the ones that had the black helmet. So technically, what we have here is a new version of the prototype from way back when. So yeah, let's get into the articulation. We can bring up the arm like that, and that is due to the fact that they put a slit here to allow this to move outwards. There's a bicep swivel. The hand can turn 360 degrees if you need to. The shoulder can go all the way around, but it's going to bump into this back piece, so you got to move this back piece out of the way. Same thing on the other side. You can turn this all the way around. Very nice on the ratchet system here. 360 degrees on the waist due to transformation. We can bring the leg up like so. Very tough on the ratchet system here. We can bring it down on the knee. So this will probably be 90, and then we can get more than 90 because of the transformation. We're gonna bring this out on the thigh like so. Bring this down, bring this back. Like this on the other leg, that's as far as it's gonna get. You could probably move this back if you want to. It's gonna mess up your back a little bit, but that's probably as far as I wanna go with that. Another thing you can do is you can make it a little bit more G1 if you want to. So you go back here, you undo this, and you want to bring this piece out, bring this piece back down, lock it into place. Same thing on this side. Bring this out, bring this down. And what you do next is you could leave it like this and, you know, like have it sit down somewhere, or you can position, you can turn this around so that this piece is facing you. Same thing on that side. Have it positions you, and you can kind of have that kind of a thing going for you to get it a little closer to the G1 figure. But with that said, let's get into transformation. If I forgot to do it, you can turn the head to the left, you can turn it to the right, or the left to the right. You can bring it up on the table because the head is on the ball joint. The ball joint is connected to the table, and you can bring it up like that. So you can look around. Will they make a black version of this? I have no idea. I think they're going to stick with this to make them more unique of themselves. So let's get into transformation, shall we? All right, so the hands. We're going to turn the hands, turn the 6, turn like 160, like this. We're going to fold it in. It's going to disappear. Push that away. Let's do the other side. Turn the hand around. Push that in. Got another one done. Push this out. Next is you want to focus on this piece right here, his chest. So you want to move the head back. Get your finger in here. Pull this down. Take the head, bring this all the way down. It's going to clip into place. Right, so take this gold piece. You want to bring this up. Bring this all the way up with the head. Since we're here, you want to maneuver the shoulder inwards. And it's going to be on this mechanism right here. There's these two things right there that work together. And you just simply want to maneuver inwards like that. Same thing on the other side. Like so. They don't click together. They sit like this. And you take the chest piece and you move this back up. Now, if it doesn't want to work with you, you just gotta maneuver it just a little bit. still don't want to click in together. Alright. Alright, so it's good. They clicked in together now. And you can bring these down, these arms down. They're going to be the forward legs, the front legs. You can bring this down because this goes back. You can bring this down like that. The main, that's what I'm calling it. This is probably incorrect. You just want to click these two together. Like that. You take the back piece, you want to extend, bring it up like this, and you want to turn 160. Like so. Since we already have this out, we could just leave that there. You want to bring the leg backwards. Like so. You want to bring down the knee, and you want to push forward. It's going to click into place. Just bring this down. Keep on going. Don't worry about that. And it's going to fall into a groove. There's a groove here. Right. So there's a thing here, right here where my thumb is, and then there's a groove right there, and it falls into that spot, like so. Yeah, like that. Do the same thing on this side. Bring the leg all the way back. Bring it down on the knee. Push forward, like that. And you just kind of have to find it down here, like so. Like that, something like that, right? I really was trying to pick these in when I had the chance. Right, just peg them in and peg them in. Like so. This piece right here is a little annoying. The best way to do this is you need to open one of these sides to kind of peg it all together. So what I like to do, I take this side, leave it out like that, and I kind of peg this into the side so I don't have to go crazy later. So it's like it's already pegged in. You take this side and you bring it in, and it should peg together. Like that. To lock it into place, you need to plug these two things into the front of the foot, which we already did. I gotta adjust. Something's not right. Something's not right here. All right, so you want to take these side panels, you want to click it into place. There's a tab here, there's a tab right here, and there's a hole right there. Right. Same thing. Right Right, so now the legs is giving me a problem. Legs give me a problem now. So and how you fix that is this piece is not clicking for some reason. Hold on one second. Okay, I think I figured it out. Because it's supposed to be flat like this. And this one is not doing it. All right. This piece do not want to move for some reason. All right, hold on. Let me see if I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it. For some reason, this piece wasn't moving. This red piece wasn't moving at the top of the knee wasn't moving. So again, let's try it one more time. Bring this down, bring it like that. Right? Pull this out. And you want to find it on the opposite side. Like that. Take this piece, kind of marry it together. Should be like that. While you're here, you want to hold these two tightly, and you want to clamp the tail over the toes to kind of lock it in place. So, like that, this is done, that's done. Yeah, so that's all good and dandy. Right, so you take these pieces, the wings, you bring them in, and they plug into the side. Sometimes you get a click, sometimes you're not going to get a click. So that's in together. Take these arms down, bring it down like that. Take the legs and you want to rotate these out. Like so. Bring this back. Like that. Same thing on the other side. Bring these out. Like so. Bring this down. Take your gun and plug it in here. Make sure everything is good. And you have your robotic Triceratops. Your robotic Triceratops. Really good. Now his function is flamethrower for some odd reason, but he can do more than just shoot flames. You can bring the mouth open, and there is a little peg here, and you can get the medium and the small one in there without a problem. and you can close that up. You kind of have that kind of effect going on. The larger one doesn't seem to fit in here. You're not going to get the larger one to fit in here. So no. Now in the cartoon, he had a stomp, which would, which would be like a mini earthquake, or just put cracks in the ground or whatever it is. And then the other thing he had in the cartoon was he had this triangular laser thing coming off the horns for anybody that was in the air, I guess. And again, I just want to refer one more thing. There used to be a shoulder cannon here that was spring loaded, and then he had something else up here. I can't remember what it was, but you got 3 missiles that went into the shoulder cannon. Pretty much that's it. So there you go. A real Triceratops was a herbivore. They only existed mostly on shrubs and other plant lights. Standing at a height of 9.5 to 9.8 feet tall, it had a mass would range from 1,300 pounds through 2,600 pounds, capable of running up to 20 miles an hour. So you can imagine this thing being a real, just running at you all crazy. So let's bring in some comparison, shall we? And we're going to close out with the articulation. So here we have Snapdragon. Snapdragon is in his Tyrannosaurus Rex mode, but he's also from a different line. He's considered no, he's in Siege. I'm sorry. He's a Voyager. He's a Voyager in Siege, and he is a leader. And then we have none other than Grimlock. Is also a leader class, so you kind of see where that falls in, kind of deal. One more from the back. And there you go for that piece right there. Turn this around. We'll leave this in. Now the next piece is going to be Sludge. So it's Grimlock, Slag, and Sludge is the first 3 ones we're going to get. So I hope they make something special that's going to be dedicated to the episode called I think it's called Dinobot SOS Rescue or something like that. It's been a while since I've seen it. So I hope they do something like that, something to that effect. Now we're going to leave that back there real quick. Now the only articulation you're going to get in this mode is this mostly. Just the front. The front does this. Back, same thing, opposite way. Knee here, as much as you're going to get in the knee. Same thing in the back. Same thing on the other side. The head doesn't turn or swivel or anything like that. It doesn't move up or down. I mean, you can like nudge. That's like a little bit of a nudge, but it doesn't swivel. The eyes are really nice. It looked like they're glowing. We do lose the the gimmick where we change the eyes to red. We don't have that anymore. So that's the thing. So yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Now, if you're wondering if this guy goes on there, yes, he does. This is the only place where he actually sits straight. So you kind of have that going on. So yeah. If you have any questions or suggestions, put them in the comment box. I respond to those as soon as I see them. The next one we're going to be doing is a set that I finally got at Target. And we're going to be doing Worlds Collide. And the next one, this is going to be a semi-rant. We're going to be talking about the price. We're going to talk about all the figures and all that other good stuff. So I hope you stay tuned for that. And another thing is on August 29th, there is a toy show called the Jersey Shore Toy Show coming up on the 29th. I'll leave that information in the description if you're interested in that, because I will be going to that. It's on a Sunday, I believe. So yeah. So thank you for watching, and I hope you see you in the next video.